Yes, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mar. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mar. Hey. L Boogie with the hot flame, ashtray full of top names, little tree for your membrane. This the 9-hour time frame. I just snatched up a 6-pack, got my hands on a lid pack, whipping up a little batch of snacks. Yeah, man, I think I'm all set. Late night, can't sleep. Go ahead and just tap in. Better grab you a cold one, and we about to get some laps in. Wild card on the microphone, he'll hit you with a couple flurries. Y'all need to just strap in for some entertainment sports commentary. About to raise the bar, wild card bar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk, Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card bar, we about to raise the bar. Wild card bar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk, Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mar, ayy. Wild card mar, wild card mar. I.O.W. late night sports. Wild card mar, wild card mar. I.O.W. late night sports. Wild card mar. Wild card mar. I.O.W. late night sports. Wild card mar. Wild card mar. I.O.W. late night sports. Hey.
Give me a second, let me light up real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, welcome to the I.O.W. Sports Late Night Hour Edition, hosted by Mr. Modelo himself. You already know the name by now. You know what I'm saying? Wild Card Mar. You already know the vibe. Pull up, let's go.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mar. Everybody.
Yeah. What is up? What is up? What is up, my peoples? What is up? What is up? What is up, my peoples? What is up? How is everybody doing tonight? It's your boy Wildcard Mar. Welcome to another episode of I.O.W. Sports Late Night Hour Edition, episode 249. Yes, we are racking up them episodes, and of course, like always, that is my player pimp brother from another mother. I call him 40 Water. Y'all call him Silent Hill TDS. Blazing the show with the greatest intro in the podcast game, because we about to set the ball. Wild call Mar. Yes. Man, such a blessing to know people like my brother right there. But hey, please, go show my brother some love. Going over to Hitchhikers. You see it scrolling on the bottom of your screen. Go over to YouTube, type in Hitchhikers. Go show the player pimp, brother from another mother, some love with his YouTube channel. And of course, please come follow us, the I.O.W. Sports Network on YouTube. We got our YouTube channel, I.O.W. Sports Network. Yes, that is the same address for our Facebook page as well as our Instagram page, I.O.W. Sports Network. But definitely make sure you like, share, subscribe to that YouTube channel, because that's where all the content's at. See when I drop a late night hour edition, drop our Monday and Thursday show, a no name podcast, a Wild Card Chief. That's where all the content is at. So make sure you subscribe to that YouTube channel, and of course on Twitter, I.O.W. Sports 1. You like the snapback? Oh well. You like the snapback? The only way to get it is hit the Cash App. $ I.O.W. Sports Network, $30 to the Cash App. In return, you will get the exclusive I.O.W. Sports snapback. And that's the only way you can get it. Hit the Cash App, $30. Give us a physical address. and you'll get one shipped to you, to wherever you at. But it's exclusive. That's the only way you can get it. Of course, on the Facebook page, you got some merch. The link's posted at the top of the page. But definitely, please continue to support us. Show them some love. Let's see who in the building. Matt's in the building. What's up, Matt? Yeah, you see what happens when you show videos. They block you. Yeah. YouTube be on it, and YouTube be on it. Copyright claims like a mug, but it's all right. I'm gonna show my clips. I like my visual aids. Sometimes I just like to show my clips, but it's all okay. It's okay. It's all good. Like right now, I'm about to show a clip. I don't care. Man, crazy week. Halloween week for the NFL. Some weird games, weird results, weird, just whatever. And it ended with tonight's Halloween Monday Night Football game. Weird game. Cincinnati obviously was the favorite going to Cleveland, and Cleveland just, man, they dog walked them. They absolutely dog walked them, 32-13, and it just wasn't even close. Literally, from the beginning to the end, it just wasn't even close. Well, I should say it was a 0-0 for a big chunk of the first half, and but then Cleveland put up 11, and then Cincinnati had really didn't have an answer tonight, and primarily because of this guy. This guy went monsters today. He went bonkers tonight. This guy went straight.
Set the Browns up offensively with great field position. Yeah, their best starting field position of the night.
What do you do with that?
A hurdle from Nick Chubb. Went over Mike Hilton and got 14.
What do you do with that?
On the edge here, you've got Dick.
What do you do with that? What do you do with Nick Chubb is literally hurdling defenders? I mean, it was just a weird night. And I agree with that statement right there, Anthony. I think you're 100%. Cincinnati's so up and down. I don't know what to really make of them yet. Obviously, they started off slow in the beginning. We started 0-2, which was expected. Joe Burrow missed a good chunk of the preseason. Well, didn't have a lot of preseason time or reps with his receivers. Y'all got to remember he had the emergency appendectomy, and then lost some weight, and he had to actually physically get his body back into a certain type of shape. Lost some weight. Was in the hospital for like 6 days because the appendectomy. So, when you without your quarterback, that throws a wrench into getting your rhythm down, getting into your flow, getting into, the usual norm of just going out there and play ball. So it was expected that the Bengals were going to struggle, especially on offense, in the first few weeks, and then of course a revamped offensive line. So I knew that was going to struggle. And if you look at the losses to the Cincinnati Bengals, is when they have a hard time protecting Joe. When they have a hard time keeping Joe Burrow upright, that's when they struggle. And tonight was a pure example of that. You saw it. Cleveland got after him. Cleveland got after Burrow tonight. Got him down for 5 sacks. Total of 39 sack yards. Hey, y'all. Cheers. Happy Halloween. Hope everybody's being safe, responsible. Get home safe if you ain't home yet. If you are at home, grab you, a drink of your choice, a smoke of your choice. And hey, let's have a good hour. Talk some sports, y'all. boy. But no, you look at Cincinnati, man. I don't know. I it's so up and down with this damn Bengals team. You start off 0-2, then you win 4 of the next 5, and then I felt like they fell to the damn Halloween curse. But no, Joe Burrow just didn't have time. I don't know what the hell the offensive line was doing. I don't know who they was trying to block, but they weren't blocking and protecting Joe Burrow a lot that night. And here's one thing that scares me of the Cincinnati Bengals, especially with this is their first game without Jamar Chase. And I got to tell you what, if this is what we can expect without Jamar Chase, you might as well call this season a done deal for the Bengals, because that offense looked dead. Look absolutely stagnant. It was dry. It was no imagination, no nothing. And this is what kills me about some of these coaches in the NFL. So Zach Taylor, who's the coach, I'm just confused on how you forget that you still had 2 other receivers that are in the top 20 of receiving yards. They are. Did y'all know that? Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd are all three are in the top 20 of receiving yards. Go look it up. Going into week 8, all 3 were in the top 20 in the NFL in receiving yards. And I don't get how. Look, I'm not foolish. I'm not stupid. I'm pretty self-aware of how good Jamar Chase is and how great of a weapon he is. I'm well aware. But my point is how do you forget to still scheme up the other 2 receivers who are also in the top 20 of receiving yards? Don't get me wrong. They finally got going. Both T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd, they don't have crazy numbers. They both get into the end zone and pretty much in garbage time. So, but I wish you could have been more proactive in getting them involved in the passing game from the beginning. I know if I got 3 receivers who are in the top 20 and one goes down, I'm still not stressing, because hell, I got 3 of the top 20 statistically best receiving guys on my team. I may be down 1, but I still got 2 more. How do you forget to scheme that up? How do you forget to coach that up? How do you not make a plan to make sure that you give them the ball? 6 targets, 3 catches for T. Higgins, 49 yards, the 1 touchdown at the big play that he made late in the game. Tyler Boyd, 5 targets, 3 catches, 38 yards, the 1 TD. But I'm just confused on how dependent were they on Jamar Chase? But literally looking at the passing yardage for the receivers, you can't say that they've always been just relying on Jamar Chase when you got 3 receivers in the top 20 of receiving yards. But then I look at the stat sheet and I'm looking at the rushing attempts. Did memo to Zach Taylor, memo to the Cincinnati Bengals. Did y'all forget how good Joe Mixon is? I think y'all forgot how good Joe Mixon is because you didn't use him. There are a plethora of teams in the NFL right now that would love to have a running back such as the caliber of Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon gets slept on because the Bengals from time to time forget how to use a running back. They forget to run the ball. Why does Joe Mixon, who literally, talent-wise, is top 10 running back material in the NFL, but he's not going to wow you with stats because he gets lost in the shuffle behind the Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. And it makes no sense. 8 carries? He gets 8 carries? You didn't even attempt to try to get the run game started. Didn't even try. Didn't even attempt. Sometimes you can't outsmart yourself. This game was literally so close all the way in the first half. It was 0-0 to all of a sudden Cleveland was able to get some points late in the second quarter. But for the most part, you could have ran the ball. This wasn't no, game that got out of hand in the first half, a blowout in the first half. No. You had a chance to, keep yourself in the game. But the more and more you kept dropping back the pass, the more and more you kept putting your offense in harm's way because you couldn't protect Joe. Couldn't do it. Oh, no, I agree with you. I agree with you, Matt. They were the Cleveland Browns defensive line, they were stout. I'm just saying is when you're in a game, especially in the first half, and it's close and it's not, the game hadn't gotten away from you, I would keep trying to establish the run. Keep them honest. Keep them honest. Because here's the problem with Cincinnati, and to me, this is what I was looking for. This is what I was looking for from Cincinnati. After you make the Super Bowl, after you had the improbable run, I'm trying to see exactly what you are. Are you really a legit contender, or was that a fluke year? Right now, look, we got to understand how big this loss was, because it's the first time we've seen them without Jamar Chase, and we need to get some type of precedent on what this offense is going to look like without Jamar Chase. And I tell you what, if this is what this offense is going to look like without Jamar Chase, I'm telling you, Cincinnati, be ready to hear those fluke words. Use a fluke, use fake, use fugazi. Last year, that was an anomaly. I'm telling you, if this offense does not find a way, and this is on Zach Taylor. This is on him as the coach, supposed to be this great play caller of offense. This is on him. My thing is you knew you were going to be without Jamar Chase. You know that you're going to be without him for at least 4 to 6 weeks. Get some kind of offense established. Get something established. I don't know what that game plan was tonight. It was terrible. But Matt, you gotta legit get a legit take, a legit point right here, because Jadeveon Clowney played tonight. He actually was healthy enough to play. Myles Garrett is slowly getting back to his true form before he had the car accident. Now you're just waiting on other players on. And here's another thing. That Browns defense was beat up in the secondary. They had a lot of injuries. A lot of injuries to the linebacking core. Coming into this game, a lot of their starters didn't play on the back end or linebackers. But you saw that they was healthy up front. That front four was getting after it. Anytime you get 5 sacks, that's what happened. Browns made them one-dimensional. Yep. And took the running game out of the game. And here's the crazy thing. They took him out of it so quick that it scares Zach Taylor to even try to run the ball anymore. And they took him out of that game plan early. This wasn't we just can't move the ball. Let's just dunk like in the third or fourth quarter. No, this is halfway through the second quarter where Cincinnati is just keep dropping back. And Joe Mixon is more and more getting just, I guess I'll just pass block. Yeah, he turned into a pass blocker today. Oh, Anthony, good point. As much as I want to sit here and crap on how unimaginative and boring that Cincinnati offense look. Oh my gosh. That defense. What the hell was that? What the hell was that, Cincinnati defense? Yeah, and look, I know Amari Cooper has talent, but what's been the knock on Amari? Can he consistently show it? Can he consistently do it? And he does have durability questions as well. But my goodness, y'all made Amari Cooper look like he was Jerry Rice out there. Amari Cooper was looked like he could do whatever the hell he want. What is that? And they had no answer for Nick Chubb. Kudos to that Browns offensive line. Kudos to that Browns offensive line. Because they were creating all types of huge running lanes for Nick Chubb. And that's the boy. When your offensive line is creating crater-sized running lanes for a top, well, right now this year, Nick Chubb is the best running back this year. He's always in the top 3 year in and year out since he's been in the league for the last 5 years. But this year, he's the top running back in the league. Yes. He is the top running back in the league. Yeah, I do fantasy. I'm not doing too good. I'm in 2 different leagues, Matt. And I had Tyler Boyd, so I was rooting for him to have a good game this week like he did last week, but it just didn't happen. But Nick Chubb is a monster, y'all. Which brings me to my next question. If I'm the Cleveland Browns, early in training camp, you already had Kareem Hunt wanting an extension, which doesn't work out in his favor because hell, you tend to not pay running backs. And guess what? Nick Chubb already got the extension. And so you would be real crazy as a general manager to sign 2 running backs. And I get Kareem Hunt is good. He's in the top 10 of running backs. If you ask me, if he's not on the Cleveland roster, he's starting on 31 other teams. Let's not fake the funk there. Get your value that you can for him. There's some other teams that can use Kareem Hunt. But one thing I don't do, one thing I wouldn't do is I will not trade, if I'm Cleveland, is trade Kareem in conference to a Buffalo. Who else can need a running back that's in contention? I wouldn't give him. I would ship Kareem Hunt to the other conference because with Cleveland, now you're 3-5. You're fighting to get. You're only 2 games back of Baltimore. So you still have a fighter's chance to at least make some ground and make a run. And hell, all you got to do is hold on a couple more weeks. Then you get your true quarterback back. You know, man, it's just crazy because I think nowadays, now that you see the trade deadline, which is going to be tomorrow, I wouldn't send them to Miami because they lost some of those draft picks because of the Stephen Ross suspension. So if you're looking for like a number 2, a second round pick, what's up, Alex? If you're looking for a second round or a third round, I wouldn't. And plus Miami's more than likely is going to make the playoffs. So any draft pick you get from them is going to be in the later round anyway. So you're not going to get a higher round. I would move him out of conference. I would move Kareem Hunt out of conference. Maybe Atlanta. I would send him to. Obviously, you do like Cordell Patterson, what he's doing, but he's been on the IR the last few weeks. If I'm the Rams, I would take a look at Kareem Hunt. I mean, let's talk about the Rams. Now, hold on, let's backtrack because we're talking about trades right now. Obviously, Kareem Hunt, I think he should be on the move, but obviously today you see the trade of the Ravens getting Roquan Smith, and boy, I think that's good. That's a great addition. Because Roquan Smith is going to bring back that typical Baltimore rough, rugged defense attitude back. He's going to bring that. He's going to bring that attitude back. He's going to bring that sideline to sideline, always around the ball, a boatload of tackles. You know, he's gonna bring that back. You gave up a second and a fifth round. Hey, look, some of these teams are just showing you straight up that, hey, yeah, we got draft picks, yeah, to build our future, but if we're in contention now and we can go get a piece that can potentially get us closer, why the hell not? And you got to think about it. Look at the Ravens. They're right behind Kansas City, right behind Tennessee, and right behind Buffalo. Right behind them. So that trade did nothing. Ravens are weak in the backfield and still don't trade for a wide receiver. I hear you. I hear you loud and clear, Anthony. You do bring up a good point. The only thing I would say is you got to look at Baltimore, and you got to go up against Josh Allen in that offense. You got to go up against Patrick Mahomes in that offense. You got to stop Derrick Henry. You know, adding a wide receiver, adding a running back or whatever, that doesn't help you stop those guys. So in your take, you're right. You are right, Anthony. You are right. But I just challenge you to look at the other side of the coin on that. You gotta stop. You gotta stop some prolific offensive guys. I mean, right now, Baltimore would be the 4th seed, obviously being the leader of their division. But you gotta stop those guys. You got to stop the Derrick Henry. You got to stop the Patrick Mahomes in that offense. You got to stop the Josh Allens in that offense. You need weapons to stop it. And if you're looking at Baltimore, which, You had that game against Buffalo. So you already know that you can compete with Buffalo. You didn't finish the deal. But when you got a 6'4", 6'5", 250, 260 defensive end playing quarterback in Josh Allen, and he's this year been doing a good amount of running. He's part of the running game. You got to stop him. You got to hit him. So that's why I like to trade in that aspect. But I agree with you, man. Yeah, especially with Rashad Bateman reportedly being injured and might be out for some time. You definitely need the help at wide receiver position. So I don't even think that the Baltimore Ravens will be necessarily done before the trade deadline. If I'm Baltimore, I would call New York Jets. You know, Elijah Moore don't seem to be too happy. I would at least make the call. I would at least call him. I think Seattle's fine with Kenneth Walker, the rookie. Been doing well for them. You know, but I still wouldn't. I'm not going to say no to that, Matt, because I mean, obviously, you know, Pete Carroll loves his running offense, and hell, what's wrong with adding a dynamic weapon at the running back position like Kareem Hunt? So I don't think that's a bad take at all. I don't think that's a bad destination. Alex says, do you think the Lions go all defense besides QB would pick one? Look, at this point, they're going to have to go all defense. Let's be honest about the Lions. When you can't stop nothing, when you can't stop anything on defense, you got the worst, one of the statistically, you got the statistically worst defense. But you got a top 5 offense. I think we know where the problem is. You got to address it. You got to go get players that, well, for one, can suit up and be on the field. You know? Shout out was Emil Kayes and Roy Song. I probably butchered those. I apologize. Happy birthday. But yeah, I mean, it baffles my mind on how much hype and momentum that the Lions came out with because of Hard Knocks. And well, one side of the ball showed up. Even with injuries, that offense has still been putting up points. I'm not saying you stick with Jared Goff, but hell, Jared Goff he's not showing the inability not to move the ball or score, because I mean they're one of the top 5 scoring offenses in the league, so they can score, they can move the football. You know, I know I butchered it all up, and I'm like, yeah, I tried to get as close to it as possible. But no, I mean, the Lions, man, I had to put the hype Kool-Aid down. I had to put the hype Kool-Aid down. But you know whose hype Kool-Aid I had to pick up? Ooh, boy. Give me some of that Geno. Give me some of that Geno Kool-Aid. I'm drinking the hype. I am drinking the hype. I am drinking the Geno Smith hype. If you can, you better go pick him up in fantasy. Because I can understand if it's been 1 week or 2 weeks. And you can say, maybe it's luck. You know. Now, I it's not luck. It's not luck. it's literally the team buying in to Jacoby. The team is buying into Jacoby. I don't know if y'all saw the game with the Giants, but you can just feel this team rallying around each other, playing for each other. Hell, DK Metcalf was supposedly hurt and was going to miss time. He played yesterday. Now, when you see players sacrificing their bodies, that means they truly bought in. That means they're willing to do any and everything to make sure that they're part of being something positive. They're playing for each other. I mean, it's remarkable. It's remarkable. Appreciate it, Alex. It's remarkable what Seattle's doing. The defense still ain't great, but Geno is balling, and he's been very accurate. He's been very accurate. Geno, I saw a stat today on ESPN Get Up where the man is on all of his throws, 9% of them is when he's off target. 9%. So he's on target 91% of the time every time he throws the ball. So that is literally that's giving your receivers a chance to get the ball. And did y'all see when he hit Tyler Lockett down the sideline, hit him right in the face mask, and he dropped it. They go on the sideline, and Geno says, "Hey man, I'm gonna come back to you, man. Keep your head up." Next drive, they get the ball, they go down the field, same play, catches him right on the sideline, drops a dime, and Tyler scores. You like to see that. That's what you like to see in your quarterback, having faith in your players that they're going to, even when they make mistakes, that they still, more times than not, are going to make the play. You know? And here's a crazy thing. Here's the crazy thing about he lost 3 of his first 4 games and are now 5-3. He is not to his fault. See, the Seahawks been in some shootouts because their defense still ain't great. But damn it, Geno has been balling, and he still got some good weapons. We really gotta reevaluate that trade, especially now how the Broncos are looking, where Russ is looking. And look, I'll give Russ his credit. That fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter, he looked like Russell Wilson. He looked like that real Russell Wilson. But he played like Dookie leading up to that fourth quarter. So we really got to reevaluate that trade. And like, man, you get a quarterback, you get a good tight end in Noah Fant, you got a defensive pass rusher in Cliff Harris. You got draft picks. You made out pretty well, Seattle, on that trade. Worked out pretty well. And not only did they win 3 in a row, they're leading their division right now. Leading that division. However, I love the Seattle story, but I gotta admit, man, that those 49ers look damn good. I know they're 4-4, but that's the most prettiest 4-4 team I've ever seen. They're loaded. Now you look at a trade that so far is looking good in their favor, is getting that Christian McCaffrey. He's healthy. And guess what? He doesn't have to be the main attraction in San Fran. At this point, he's added icing on the cake for San Francisco. Just another weapon. Wait till he gets that playbook down. Boy, he's going to be something phenomenal. Wait till they get Debo back healthy. And him and Debo on the field together. Boy, that was a good move. And I got to admit, I'll admit when I'm wrong. When the trade first went down, I'm like, ooh, damn, Carolina fleeced y'all. 4 picks for a guy that's been hurt primarily for the last 2 years. I thought Carolina had fleeced them at first, but after watching that game yesterday and how Christian McCaffrey, it looks like he's back to his original form before he started having the injuries, man, he was looking good. Christian McCaffrey was looking good, but that's another added piece to that offense. I gotta say it. I would put San Francisco up there with one of the teams in the NFC as that could possibly come out and represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. That's a Super Bowl caliber team. Well, I can't even make I've been trying to make sense of that since last night. The Atlanta Falcons, to me, are the opposite of San Francisco, which is funny. They beat San Francisco in Atlanta a couple of weeks back. But as I sit here and say, San Francisco is probably one of the prettiest 4-4 teams that I've ever seen. Atlanta is one of the most ugliest 4-4 teams that I've seen. But they're winning. They're on top of the NFC South. Now, who would have thought that? Who would have thought 8 weeks in, damn Atlanta Falcons will be on top of the NFC South? I would have never bet that. I would have never. Matter of fact, I would have never taken a bet from anybody and saying that, hey, yeah, man, it makes sense. Atlanta's going to be leading the division at some point. Nah, there ain't nobody want to say that. And I hope you're right, because I picked the Saints to win that division. And they're 3-5. They're 3-5 right now. And I don't know if y'all been noticing, but Jameis Winston has been healthy the last few weeks, and he ain't got his job back. They rolling with Andy Dalton. Because if they had all trust and faith in Jameis Winston, he would be back in there. Right? Don't you think so? You brought him back. You brought in Andy Dalton as thinking he was just going to be your backup. But he's been playing well. He's been keeping the team in it. It's that whole division is bonkers right now. Saints, I think they still got time to get it together. But I mean, I'm still waiting on the Bucks. Something tells me that I don't think it's over. But now that the divorce is finalized, and hopefully Brady can get back to his normal self. Maybe they get back right. Maybe they get back right. I'm not right now. I'm not too keen on it, but I still got like that glimmer in the back of my head that says, I don't know. I don't think Tom Brady's gonna want to go out like this. So I wouldn't be surprised if they turn around. And at the same time, hell, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks make a move before the trade deadline. Well, tomorrow's going to be a big day for the NFL because I think there's a lot of teams who are looking at their roster. They're looking like, hey, we can still contend. What pieces can we add to make us that much better? Obviously, you know, Tampa's dealing with a lot of injuries. But I wouldn't be surprised if they made a move. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Because that organization, I mean, they've been spoiled the last 2 years. Super Bowl victory, another deep playoff run. So I wouldn't be surprised if they make another run or try to add some pieces. I mean, hell, that's what you got to do now. When you know you're so close, you're that close, you just got to make moves. You got to. So I wouldn't be surprised if they make a move neither. But that man, NFL is wacky as hell right now. You have no idea who's going to win, who's going to lose. So that QB draft class of Mac Jones, Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, Davis Mills. I don't even know how to grade that draft class yet. Earlier in the season, there was a point in the time where Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars were looking good, and I'm like, man, they might turn it around. And there's still games left to be played. There's still 10 more weeks in the regular season, and they still got time to make some moves. But I don't see it for the Jaguars. Man, Trevor Lawrence, man. Now I'm not saying he's a bust, but damn, I thought when he got a more stable coaching staff, a better coaching staff, I thought we was about to see it. I thought we was about to see Trevor Lawrence take off. But he's still making bad decisions. Still not making the right reads. And he's turning the ball over. I mean, that game when they was in London against Denver yesterday, there was a couple of times where I'm like, Trevor Lawrence about to do his thing. And then he throws an interception. That draft class is something else. You still got a question mark on Trey Lance. Obviously, he has an injury, so you can't really evaluate him. Mac Jones got pulled last week. Didn't have a great game yesterday against the Jets. Good defense, though. Davis Mills with the Texans, that's a lost cause. Texans are a lost cause. So Davis Mills, I don't even know what to really think of that. Lost cause. And hell, I love Zach Wilson. But what he did yesterday is unforgivable. It literally put his team in bad situations. Through 3 bad interceptions yesterday. Because he's trying to be cute, trying to be the playmaker guy, trying to, make the play instead of just making the right play. Two of those interceptions should have just thrown away. Threw it into 4 defenders on one. Other one, he trying to make a play on the sideline and underthrew it and got picked. And one interception, literally fading away on his back feet, and airmails it. And the reason why I'm making a big deal out of Zach Wilson in particular is because look at his situation and what his team is looking like right now. The Patriots were not the better team, but you did not help put your team in a good situation with those interceptions. I mean, you just can't do it. Zach Wilson he's not playing well since he's got back from injury. And so now there's 2 years in a row where we're having durability questions about Zach Wilson. We're having judgment decisions about Zach Wilson that are like, come on, man, what are we doing? And I'm not saying you just go ahead and just give up and quit on Zach Wilson. I'm not saying that because the talent's there. The potential's there. But with Robert Saleh being a defensive-minded coach, you got to get some coaching in there that's going to bring the best out of him. Similar to what Sean McDermott when he had Brian Daboll to help develop Josh Allen. You need something like that. You need an offensive-minded coach that's going to sit there and transform Zach Wilson into a quarterback. Because right now he's looking like he's a broke version of Johnny Manziel. Trying to play backyard ball because he's not big. Zach Wilson's not a big guy. And that plays into the durability issues. No, I don't think he's on the wrong team, and I just think he's not. I just don't think he's getting the adequate coaching. But if there's one quarterback in that draft class who I really feel bad for Justin Fields. Coming into the draft, I wasn't high on Justin Fields. I'm like, he's athletic, he's good, but can he translate to the NFL? Can he be able to, get the reads down? Can he make the throws? And I've been watching a few of these Justin Fields games, and the man can play some football. It's just that he's surrounded by incompetency. And what I mean by that is like, hell, where's your general manager at to give you an adequate offensive line? Because that man's forever running for his life. Where's your legit offensive weapons? I mean, Justin Fields is that man has been running around with his hair on fire, trying not to get his head mushed in. But hell, him and that offense has scrapped 3 wins. I'm not saying the Bears are going to do anything because obviously you can see they're already trading away their assets to get better. You got to look at the Bears are going to have almost $100 million in cap space next year, and they're going to have a shit ton of picks. So look for them next year and the year after that to actually be a team that you look on the schedule and no longer say, that's a dub. You know what I'm saying? Like at some point, they're building for the future. But this is going to be 2 years in a row that Justin Fields is pretty much running for his life. And what do they say about quarterbacks trying to be the one-man show? It never turns out good for the quarterback. You asking Justin Fields to do everything. And that's what you get. You get a 3-5 record when literally you start trading away all your assets on defense, and you're stuck with a I don't even know how to describe that offensive line. Smet. It's trash. It's dookie. It's boo-boo. But that rookie class, man, it's a lot of question marks. And the only one who's actually in a great situation is Trey Lance, but he's hurt. You know? Should the Lions replace DeAndre Swift in the draft? Here's the deal. If you're gonna get rid of DeAndre Swift, then that means you don't want to pay him. That's the only thing I can see. Because I'm looking up his contract right now. DeAndre Swift, how many years he got left on his deal? I'm looking it up right now. Come on. As far as I know, I do know he's still on his rookie deal. And so he signed a 4-year contract. When did he sign that deal? Yeah, so he got 2 years left on the deal. So pretty much this year and next year is what he has left on his deal. And he was a second rounder. So going into next year, the Lions got to make a decision on that. Do you pay him? Which, y'all know how the NFL is. You don't want to tend to pay running backs. You just don't do it. Look how trapped the Cowboys are paying Zeke $16 million a year, and he's getting outperformed by Tony Pollard. Running wise, pass blocking, Zeke's the better guy. But you can get top running back production from a guy that's going to cost you less, like a Tony Pollard. I got durability questions about DeAndre Swift. Obviously, he's missed some time this year. He's missed some time last year. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. So, I mean, I think you entertain it. If anything, you definitely shop him around. But I don't think you do it this year. I think you do it next year. And then you make that final decision. I don't think you get rid of him now. He's too key to that high-powered offense that the Lions got. But man, what a crazy NFL season it's been so far. I mean, Jets and Giants are in contention. Atlanta's in the lead of their division. Tampa Bay and Green Bay both struggling. Both quarterbacks who are Hall of Famers struggling. It's just been a weird, crazy year so far. And there's more to come. More to come, because we're not even halfway through the season. We're a little bit under halfway through the season. It's going to be nuts. Anyway, y'all, man, that's the show. Man, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody coming in, chopping it up with your boy, talking some sports. But, yo, let's come back tomorrow. Hopefully we got a World Series to talk about after it was rained out tonight. So hopefully we get Game 3 tomorrow. But y'all know the deal. Y'all come back, come chop it up with your boy. And most importantly, please, go on over to all our social media platforms. You can find us on Twitter at I.O.W Sports 1. Catch us on Facebook at I.O.W Sports Network. Same on Instagram. And catch us on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. Hit that bell notification. And make sure you definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel, I.O.W Sports Network. Peace and love, y'all. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Same 23rd hour. Same wildcard tomorrow. Happy Tuesday, y'all.
Silent Hill, TD, yes. Hitchhikers. Yeah, smoking so much dope, I'm seeing traces. Visual lasers, load across the scene is dangerous, aggressive like behavior. Couple monsters for my neighbors, resisting human nature, persistently getting greater. Bloodshed like the Terminator, fire up the green and